Hey kids, in this video I'd like to show you how to draw like the autistic artist Richard Wawro. He was known for making detailed and colorful landscapes. I've got a fun way to do that with the drawing of a tractor. Let's get started. We can begin with the basic shape of that tractor. So I'm starting with the back side and drawing a line that goes up, then coming across for the top, coming down for the front of that cab, and then out to the right and down again for the front of the tractor, and then coming back, straight back to where I started. Moving on to the wheels, we can start with a large circle in the back that overlaps the tractor shape like this. And after you have that shape drawn, then draw a smaller circle for the front wheel. Make sure they line up at the bottom. And when you're done, erase any of those straight tractor lines inside. Okay, once those two circle shapes are empty, we can add the next ring inside and the smaller one in the middle. And when you're done with one wheel, then do the same thing for the other. Now we can begin to add some of the details of our tractor, starting with that curved shape that goes over the large wheel in the back. And the top edges of that cab. And a line to separate those windows. One for the door, and a curved line for the front. We also need a skinny rectangle in front for what I think is some kind of pipe, and erase any line inside that you might have. Then add the lines for the lights in the front of the tractor and a little rectangular shape for the bumper. To draw what I think is called a cultivator in the back of the tractor, let's begin with the back bumper and then start with a long skinny rectangle that almost goes to the edge of the page. A small wheel can get added now. Make sure the bottom is lining up with the other wheel. And then when that's done, then use a triangle shape to attach it. You know, in real life, there's probably a whole bunch of attachments here, but let's just make a simple angled shape like this to give our cultivator a little more detail. Now we can finish by adding some blades. I'm going to draw mine like this, that are open at the bottom. So when I draw that wiggly dirt line in a moment, I don't have to erase anything. Moving on to our dirt lines, let's begin with the one right under the tractor. I'm starting on the left and then just going all the way to the right, making just some wiggly little dents. Moving down, let's draw two more lines just like that in our foreground, going from one side to the other. They can just be slight wiggles, just a few bumps here and there, nothing too big. When you're finished with the front lines, then let's add just a little bit of what would show behind the tractor, and then one more in the background. All right, I think it's kind of fun to add some mountains to our picture, and you can draw them like this and make them as dramatic or as subtle as you want. A couple of clouds in the sky always seem to brighten things up too. Now comes the fun part, filling in our drawing. You know, the artist Richard Wawro liked to use a fancy kind of crayon, but our school ones can do a good job too. It does help to work slowly and press hard so we can get a lot of color, like I'm doing with the black. The same goes for the gray. I found a silver crayon that works pretty well for this. Then comes the dirt. Begin with a brown crayon and then fill in all of that dirt area with a medium kind of pressure, so it all looks kind of like a medium brown. Then, to help us see where we're going to add some shadows, trace those pencil lines with the brown crayon. Press hard so we can see them. Go back to those crayon lines and press really hard right above them to make a dark brown, but do your best to make a soft edge at the top of that. Here's a tip for making some really colorful mountains. Start with a light yellow-green that's in most packs of crayons. Oh, I'm taking a little time out here to erase my pencil guidelines before I fill in the rest of my mountains. All right, now that my mountains are filled in with that yellowish green, I'm looking for a darker green crayon and then just shading the edges. Those two colors blend together really well. I'm going to get a little fancy with the sky too and start with my blue color and fill everything in lightly first from top to bottom. After the sky is filled in, use that same crayon and go to the top and press really hard there to get your darkest blue possible, and then press lighter as you go down. Again, the goal is to make a soft transition from dark blue to light. Finally, here's an easy trick to make windows look like they're reflecting the sky. Just take your sky blue crayon and squiggle in them a little bit. So that's it. See how easy it was to draw a colorful landscape with maybe a bit more detail than you're used to? And we did it all with crayons, just like the artist Richard Wawro did. At Art Projects for Kids, you'll find many more drawing lessons just like this one, including projects for Matthew Wong, Donna Williams, and Temple Grandin. I hope you check them out too.